Hello and welcome to another edition of An English Guy Watching Wrestling. I am the English Guy, I'm Nick. Thank you so much for clicking on another video, I really do appreciate it. In this one we're going to cover the 27th of May 2021 edition of Impact Wrestling. Now that being said, to go into what was a very good episode overall. Opening matchup was between TJP and Fallah Bahh against Josh Alexander and PT Williams. Now, Fallah Bahh and TJP have tagged together in the past and it's always been an entertaining tag team, shall we say, against two Canadians in Josh Alexander and Pete Williams, the current X Division champion Pete Williams, Josh Alexander, my apologies, against Pete Williams, who is without a doubt an X Division legend and a legend in Impact Wrestling at this point. And this was a fun match, to be fair. You've got three guys who are mainstay X Division guys, and Fallah Bahh, who isn't really an X Division wrestler, even though there are no limits to weight limits in X Division. And it was actually an entertaining tag match, and to see him in this match was good too, because he did some very cool stuff in this match. So did the others in this match, to be fair. And, you know, TJP pinning the current champion Josh Alexander was very surprising, to be completely honest with you. And something I think that's going to be very well put forward to their Iron Man match coming up. Coming up very soon. They've got a 60-minute Iron Man match, Josh Alexander and TJP, for the X Division Championship. And they've had matches before that have been fantastic wrestling matches. I think this one, the Iron Man match, is going to be no exception. It's going to start on before the Impact television show, and it's going to bleed onto Impact itself, and the final stretch of the match will be in Impact Wrestling broadcast. So I'm looking forward to that. But this was a good tag match to open the show, and interesting tag match, but one that was worth watching. So definitely thumbs up to all four men for producing entertaining stuff here. So well done. And this match was a 10 knockouts tag team match. It was Flying Favor, Deonna Purrazzo, Susan and Kimberly versus Rosemary, Havoc, Rachel Ellering, Tenille Dashwood and Jordan Grace. And this is not something you see very often in Impact Wrestling, a 10 knockout tag team match, which was unusual, but nothing wrong with that at all. And I enjoyed this one, to be completely honest with you. I liked what all 10 women brought to this one. A bit of everything from everyone in this match, even though it was mainly working one particular person for the whole match for the heel team, shall we say, Fine Flavor, etc. To see Tenille Dashwood on the face team was funny, but interesting at the same time. And I enjoyed this matchup, and it was a great advertisement for the Knockouts division, which has been great all year, and this was no exception. It was a fun match, this one. Insanity at points, but then again, there were 10 knockouts in this match. What do you expect? But I enjoyed this one, thought it was a fun match overall, and I can get another great advertisement for the division. So definitely thumbs up to all 10 ladies for this one, all 10 knockouts, shall I say. So, well done. The next match was Decay of Black Taurus and Crazy Steve versus Johnny Swinger and Hernandez, or as they called him, Hernadaddy. And I love that tag name, Hernadaddy, it's really cool. The first time we've seen Johnny Swinger wrestle for quite some time in Impact. Always entertaining to watch, a long tenured veteran by this point. Same as Hernandez against Decay, Black Taurus and Crazy Steve, who I've said it before, I love Decay, I really do. Their faction is so unique, weird, creepy, but fun. That's what it's supposed to be. And I enjoyed this matchup. Even though it wasn't the longest matchup, it was a fun win for Decay and a well-deserved win after the little altercations they've had in Swingers Palace, if you know what that is. It's basically Jordan Swingers' version of a casino in Impact Wrestling. It's quite funny, to be fair. And I enjoyed this one. So fun, short tag match for that one. Raw was in the main event of... Moose and Sami Callihan versus the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson. And obviously this is going onwards from Moose becoming the #1 contender for the Impact World Championship Under Siege. And of course Sami Callihan not becoming the #1 contender, but obviously Sami Callihan perhaps the hungriest man for the title. Against the Good Brothers, who of course best friends of Kenny Omega. And this was actually quite a fun match, to be fair. And of course, he got a team of Sami Callihan and Moose who don't get along against perhaps the most vineyard and together tag team, shall we say, in Impact Wrestling, the Good Brothers. And it was a very unique match, and it was kind of unique to see Moose and Sami be the faces here, because they usually are two of the biggest heels in Impact Wrestling. But you know what? Sometimes you've got to change things up a bit, straight, and that's exactly what they did here. And it was a fun tag match. I enjoyed this one. Moose is looking more and more like a complete and utter star. And it's quite funny to see Sami get left to the wolves by Moose because Moose doesn't trust him and vice versa. It's fun. But this was a fun tag match to chop off, so good main event, and to top off what was overall a very good episode of Impact Wrestling. I said they continued to hit on new highs in 2021, so thumbs up to everybody involved on this week's episode. And on that positive note, I will end the review here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see everybody next time. Until next time, take care.